Obviously, you've played in a number of NFC Championship games, Super Bowls. I'm wondering, when you got a big game like this coming up, what's it like as a player?
Bob, it's something that's super exciting, right? It's really what you've worked for your whole career, to this point. And so to be at that level, one game before the Super Bowl, which is the ultimate, is tremendously exciting. You got a lot of inbound, whether it's calls, texts, emails, you name it. You got to really take time to focus on the task at hand. And so while it's an exciting time, it's also a crucial moment in the season to be right there, because there's nothing. I was fortunate to play in 7 NFC Championship games. I lost 4. There's no worse feeling than not going to the Super Bowl. Those are the toughest ones, and so they stand out. So you want to be fully prepared.
And how do you stay on your game and not get caught up in the moment? I assume you want to treat it like another game, or you don't. I don't know.
You really do want to try to treat it like another game. It's a good insight. And so you want to make the week as normal as possible. The one thing that didn't exist back when I played was, for the most part, the internet. And you didn't have Twitter and you didn't have all these things. So I think for the most part, for guys to focus on watching game film, game tape, talk to your teammates, focus on the game plan, and probably stay away from social media is the greatest way to kind of keep your focus. Try to keep it like a normal week and go into the game in Los Angeles. And I think one of the things that will make it unique, our last game down there, we had a ton of 49er fans. It's become a thing. The Rams organization, Sean McVay, the head coach, has asked fans not to sell the tickets. And I think that just lights a fire under 49er fans, because it's saying to them, hey, all that noise and cheering for the 49ers and against the Rams really caused us problems last time. And so I think that presents a great opportunity for all of us.
And the Niners have beaten the Rams the last 6 times. Do you have a prediction for Sunday? Is that something people should be comfortable with?
It certainly helps when you've won 6 in a row. I think it's mentally in the heads of the Rams and the Rams organization. So at this point, I'd much rather be the team that's won 6 in a row than the team that's lost 6 in a row. And a lot of those players are the same. And so I think it bodes well for us.
Who do you think will win? I know who you want to win, but if you were to just look at it objectively, taking your own history, personal history out of it, who do you think will win?
Bob, that's a great question. If I was putting on my NFL analyst hat, I would think that the 49ers are the team right now with a lot of momentum. And so I think that one of the big things is you want that momentum. You want the ability to go on the road and win games. And I think physically the 49ers are just tougher. I think the interior line is where the game will be won or lost. And I think that we right now have the advantage. So I would pick the 49ers straight up if I was an uninterested bystander.
How, as a player, how does that momentum impact you? I'm assuming it's a mental. I mean, I guess it would be just like in anything in life. If you feel like you're winning, that attitude comes across in the way you play. Is that what it's like at your level?
It is. It's a confidence when you step on the field. And as a professional athlete, you're always going to have a degree of confidence. But to have done what a lot of people would term extremely difficult, almost impossible, go on the road 3 weeks in a row and beat 3 of the best teams in the NFC, and going back for a 4th one, I think it gives you a feeling of invincibility. And I think that if you prepare, your team has a unique dynamic. I think there's a camaraderie on this team. I think that they generally really like each other, are there for each other, and having a high quality, great locker room really matters come playoff time. And I think that that's a big advantage for this 49er team.
How much do you miss the game?
You always miss it, but you get to a certain age where you realize you physically can't do it. The first couple of years you retire, you miss it a lot. But being in the locker room, being on the sideline during a game, and just experiencing the brutality of the game, the intensity, the emotion, all that. I think that's something I miss. I wish I could get a season pass on the 49ers sideline, because that's really the excitement, the adrenaline, all that goes into it. But I'm a big fan of this team, as you would expect. But certainly this year's team, I just think that there's a fighting spirit. There's something unique with this young bunch of men, and I'm really excited to watch every week.
Where will you be watching on Sunday?
I will be watching right in my house, as big as the screen as I can make it. And it's funny. I think the older I get, with high definition and even sometimes 4K, man, you get better views, you get better replays, you get no lines in the bathroom, all the food you can eat at home. And so going to games is not the same as it used to be. So I'm happy just watching at home. And if I'm yelling at the TV.